been addressed in 30, 40 years. So it's quite a big project to get done. And I know when they finish that, that will help out Donaldsonville, help out Assumption, A-Bend, Lemonville area, since all of those tributaries run into Bayou Napoleon. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wall.
Okay.
Number 7, the Louisiana Watershed Initiative update. Come on back, David.
Yeah. Just an update on round 1 projects from the Louisiana Watershed Initiative. We have been awarded the $1.25 million project. That's the Bonadonna-Cataldo project on upgrading all of the culverts in that area in Donaldsonville. We did get an email today in reference to OCD wants to get with us in reference to some specifics to make sure that we are tracking the project and having a quality control type guy on deck to make sure that the project goes well. And there's also in there is also some other projects that Ascension Parish as a whole has been awarded. Another thing on round 1 projects, we do have a Bayou Lafourche pump project is high on the radar in reference to getting awarded, and West Ascension Drainage also. So the 3 projects that we put in, apparently we did a great job in compiling all of the information on our application to round 1 for these projects. So I'm excited about that, and we should be hearing something about that probably sometime early August in reference to where we're going to stand on those other 2 projects. So we just really, I'm proud of all of the guys like Dean and GSA and Hermina with the grant department that put this package together that really attributed to the state awarding these projects, awarding one of them to us and looking at the other 2 projects with a potential of getting those. If we do, it's going to be really a significant asset to Donaldsonville and surrounding areas if we do get all 3 of them, which I'm just really really excited about it, and I think the people in Donaldsonville and West Ascension ought to be really excited about the projects that are being awarded. Now, moving forward on the Louisiana Watershed Initiative, I did bring a map here tonight in discussion of what we're looking at in reference to round 1. If you don't mind, I'd like to come up here and kind of point out a couple of things.
Yeah, come on.
Is this mic? It's not. Okay, I'm going to try to talk loud enough to try to see if we can get enough message across. So I brought this map here tonight in reference to round 1 Louisiana Watershed Initiative, round 2, I'm sorry, and what we're looking at. So we're looking at between the Irish Canal, which is right up in this area right here, Irish Canal and Bayou Napoleon, in reference to a retention pond here, and we'll be talking to some other landowners around I will be out there south of the 945 route on the backside of I think it's Routina, Deneen, and all of those guys that own land right up in that area that want what a possibility of another retention pond in that area to look at in accepting water, which those retention ponds are actually, it's what they actually do, holding the water so we can discharge it later on down the line after the rest of those larger canals and ditches recede. So we're looking at those 2 projects. We also considering another project on the right at the corner of the 943 loop going back into call, since we had some issues back there from that 14-inch rain back there. We're also going to look at one back here that's maybe feasible to do. So we're going to look at those three projects. We're also talking about and looking at, of course, we'd have to get with the Corps of Engineers, and hey, is it a possibility that we can pump some water into the Mississippi River? We're not that far away. It's just a discussion right now. We're going to look at that, and of course, we're going to need you guys to, give us some go-ahead, because we're going to need some funds in reference to looking at all of the issues that we have to address in order to put in the applications for round 2 with the Louisiana Watershed Initiative, because those are going to be significant projects. If we do these projects and we get awarded these projects, it's going to really make us really look good in reference to addressing all of this, because these are the areas in Donaldsonville that has the potential for some growth and some homes in this area. Some of the landowners have talked about some development in that area.
What area are you specifically talking about?
On the 945 loop.
Okay.
And that's a really nice area that we have the potential to grow. And by doing this and controlling the water, and talking about this right now, gives us a chance and opportunity to say to some of the project guys, the builders and stuff, that kind of look at us saying that, hey, look, we are doing the things to control the water and the flooding on this side of the river.
Mr. Robert.
Now, last meeting, we had spoken about doing some retention areas in the Lemonville A-bend part of the parish.
Well,
And the reason I'm bringing this up, I feel like it's more important for us to take care of our residents that are actually in the parish now than to get a piece of property ready for development, because we do have a big problem in that A-bend area, because all that water rushes toward that bend in the canal, so we need retention on that side. So
Yeah.
I think we should look on that side before we look over what you're talking about.
Joel, just to let you know, so this is Bayou Verret right along here, which drains all the Point Homers, Lemonville, and A-bend area. I just rode this canal right here, and this canal is pretty clean. And all of that goes out into Bayou.
Well, the problem is whenever you have any type of flash floods like we had all summer or have been having all spring, that bayou doesn't help, because it's so much water and it is all going to that curve in the river, all the water around there. So that's why I'd like to look at doing a project over there also.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. Yeah, we can do that also. There is a major drainage right up in this area right here. I got to talk to one of the landowners right here, because this also goes to Bayou Verret through this area right here, and we need to do some addressing in this area for the drainage in the A-bend area, because that canal or ditch, large ditch, it really needs to be addressed. We need to put that one on the radar to address. That would significantly help our A-bend for sure.
Well, that's
But
something,
again,
that's something we should be able to address in-house. That's not a watershed initiative project, correct? Yeah, we're talking about watershed initiatives. That's what I'm talking about.
because we got the jail out there too, so we got to consider that too.
Well, not to mention the people.
And we need to do also something there too in reference to this area right here is I think it's all classified industrial in that area. So if we have anybody looking at that area, we want them to know that we are looking at the drainage issues in there and make sure that we got good drainage for them to look at any potential projects here. And also in the Modest area. I know Mr. Hayward brought up that, his project, which is a significant deal to him, because I think that you want to at least mention something about the sale of the property. So we want to look at also that area too, because I think that's all industrial property up there, potential. So I guess basically all the things with the Louisiana Watershed Initiative, we got a lot of good people that we are in contact with the Louisiana Watershed Initiative that handles and hydraulics, H&H modeling, BCA's cost analysis for all of this. So all of these things are on the table for round two, because there's going to be, I think there was $100 million in round one. I don't know what the amount is going to be in round two, but it's going to be a lot more in round two. Another thing, I don't know, and maybe Dean might want to step up here if you don't mind. He can, because he was here when all of this took place in reference to all of this information. Dean, want to?
I wasn't here when it was done, but I was briefed on it. Basically what this is CDBG and OCD gave the parish some grant funds, and they went out and they surveyed Bayou Seguir, Rocky Canal, McCall, Bayou Napoleon, Irish, and Bayou Barrett. They took all the bottoms, they took all the depths, they did the hydrology studies, and basically they come up and said, this is what you need to do to get the water flow, flowing properly through all these canals. Obviously, these are huge projects.
Mhm.
So we're kind of.
Are we putting these in with the watershed initiative?
Well,
That's what it's about, is huge projects.
yes, I'd like to probably split them and maybe put a few of them in round two and then the rest of them in round three. Because these is gonna take a lot of time. I mean, y'all know how long they've been working on
Right.
when they're working now. And so these is gonna be the same way. But, they're big projects, and we're getting into the round of the watershed initiative that these would be ideal to put in there, and they would greatly benefit the parish. Now, at the same time, we'd also like to maybe talk to St. James, Ascension, and those guys, and let's all get together, and let's make it a flow all the way out. But we clean all of ours and we get the parish line.
They gotta do theirs.
Well, that's what we have to do for the money anyway. We get more than us involved, parish, regional wide, they'll be more apt to giving us some of the funds.
So, yeah, that's the idea right now. And
Thank you.
I'm gonna work on trying to put this together. And, like I said, we've got the information we need. We just need to get the bid packages put together and the cost and stuff so that we can submit it, and then we can get like GSA, like we did the other three projects that we already submitted. We get those to give us support on the modeling and the hydraulics and all of that we need to satisfy the watershed, initiative as far as application submittals.
Mhm.
And we should be good to go.
Well, I would say, moving forward, we do have a plan, and look as though we have the projects that I'm looking at, that we make sure that we sort of prioritize the project that's going to basically keep the water off of the people going forward. We want to tackle the worst project that you would see that you have there, that would make sure that we keep the water off of our residents.
One thing I want to add, since I'm on that Louisiana Watershed Board, there was some talk, and I'll be talking to him a little bit more about this, because right now, going across parish lines has been an issue in reference to where our water goes to. And right now, the parishes don't want our water, right? So there's been some talk about maybe co-opting some of these projects at the point of where each parish meets. in reference to going down, so we can work together and making sure that our larger canals stay clean to where the water can get out here a lot faster. Now, I want to also make this point, and I want to say this on television too, and I think that you're aware of this. So when we have 14 inches of, so when we have 14 inches of rain, which is a significant amount of rain, you know, when our ditches and large canals fill up and we got a southeast wind, you know, we all in the same boat. The water can't go anywhere because the wind is holding the water in and then the water's coming to the wind. It just doesn't go anywhere. And it's nothing that we as you guys as public officials or us as a public body that addresses the drainage, when those events happen, it's just so much, and our systems can't handle all of that all at one time.
Retention areas.
Yeah, because we got one hurricane bearing down on us here coming into the Gulf. So, and we've had so much rain, and the land is already soaked. So, but anyway, that's where we at with the Louisiana Watershed Initiative. We're excited about trying to put some of these projects in and move it forward so we can address the drainage in West Ascension. So.
All right, David, Mr. Dean, we appreciate that review and report, and again, moving forward, I'd just like to make sure that those projects that we named, that we picked one that's going to make sure we keep the water off our constituents and moving forward. So with that, I would say good job, and thank you again. The next one we have, number 8, report, Ms. Regina Thomas is not here, and she'll have her report read by Supervisor Herbert Turner, DPW.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, now we're covered on our second rotation on the grass cutting. Normally around this time, we'd be on our third rotation of grass cutting, but we've been having a lot of breakdowns with our tractors and everything, trying to get them back up and running.
Along with the rain.
Yeah. Right now, we've been cutting when it's raining. We just have one open cab tractor. So,
Off-road.
yeah, that's the only one we shut down when it start raining. It's the one that's open cab. But the other 3 we have is closed in, so we normally let them cut alongside the roads and everything to try to keep some of the grass down, but we can't keep up with it. And we done digging most of our ditches in Modas, and next week we'll start doing the 8-bin area, if the rain permits us to start on it. And we like Coach said about the dumpsters, we have all 4 dumpsters, so we hope that everyone could use the dumpster properly instead of throwing them on side the road, because it's been a hassle lately picking up all the trash. Sometimes we got to shut jobs down just to go out there and pick up trash. Like Monday, we had to take our tandem truck and go pick up the trash on 18 because they had to go in the roadway. And I mean, that's the constant problem down there on 18 with the trash. That's all I have right now.
All right, Mr. Turner, the digging the ditches in Modas, we just about finished, right?
Yeah, that's about finished. Maybe about another week and a half, we should be finished Modas.
And the grass cutting, I
Yeah,
think.
right now they're in Modas right now cutting grass. So.
Okay. Also, you leave from Modas, you go into Lemonville.
Yeah, we're going to be in the start the Limerville area. We're going to start Limerville and go all the way around 18.
Go into A-Bin.
A-bin, yeah.
Now, I think the situation they're doing with the rotation and digging those ditches, we hadn't had that before.
No, we haven't had it.
With rotation of digging the ditches,
Yeah.
cutting the grass.
As we dig them, we coming back and spraying them. We had to get 2 backpack sprayers because our little spray tractor is not ready yet.
Well, tell me this, the spray tractor, how much, matter of fact, where are we with the spray tractor?
Well, we're going to talk with them today. They're waiting on a couple of more parts to finish the spray tractor off, so we'll have the spray tractor probably in another 2 or 3 weeks or so, hopefully.
All right. Again, I want to thank you. Things have been going pretty good.
Yeah.
Thus far,
we've been hanging in.
is some of the stuff that's out of our hand, which is the rain,
Yeah.
that keep us from doing certain things. But again, I appreciate it. One other thing I have, and I think you, Mayor David, those projects that we had with Catawba and West Ninth Street, I'm not sure where we at on that. We had GSA to go out and look at some stuff on Ninth Street.
Yeah, we're still looking at that. I think I may have a solution to that, but then again, the weather and stuff has been hampering us at getting back up in that area and addressing that to see exactly who we need to get involved to look at that, because it's my brainstorming of that in reference to redirecting some drainage in that area, the way the water flows in there. We're gonna have to reach out possibly to GSA in reference to looking at maybe the hydraulics and which way the flow goes, because we don't want to send the water in the wrong direction and flood another direction. Right. So we're going to need some outside help in helping us determine what we really need to do in that area. But the thing that I'm looking at, I think if they really on board with that, I think that would help us out significantly in the area of flooding on the Catawba, which helps. I think the care unit, the health unit, and Denby Funeral Home area right there, which really have issues in that area when we have these big rain events. But we are looking at that and trying to get an answer to that. As soon as we can, we're going to jump on that.
Make sure we stay on top of that.
Yeah, sure will.
Also with the, not David, hold up, don't go nowhere. Just take a note on Cotton. We don't want to forget about Cotton Drive with the grass farm that next door with that situation. I don't need a little, too much report on it, but just wanted to bring it to your attention.
When those rain events happen, I go down there, and I'm sure Pervin and them also, just to verify, to make sure that they have that weir deal up and where we can get some flow water back to Bayou LaFouse to make sure we get relief for the people down on Cotton Drive. So.
The 943 would take care of Evangeline. The back of Evangeline on Hadrian Place, that's been a big problem. Evangeline, back on Hadrian Place, straight to the back. The ditches, I know we went
think
back
Regina
there
and them
we
have
dug a
talked
few
about
ditches
that.
back there.
Yeah, and I think they're supposed to be addressing that pretty soon too, right?
Yeah, we got it scheduled.
They got it scheduled for when?
We got it scheduled today.
Oh, they got it scheduled to dig and that in reference to, there's a ditch on one side of Hadrian Place that needs addressing, so they got that on the radar too to try to get that done.
All right, that's about all I have. I just wanted to make sure we touch base with that and don't lose focus on those areas. Those are our communities where most of our constituents. So thank you all, David. Thank you, Mr. Turner. Good job, and keep the good work up. Number 9, the date and time of the next West Ascension Drainage Board meeting. August 5th, 2021. It's the next meeting of the West Ascension Drainage Board meeting. All right.
I did want to just be sure that we reminded David and Herbert to address Mr. Hayward's issue.
We're going to do that.
Y'all got that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, the date and time,
August 5th, yes. Sir.
August 5th. There's no
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. There's a second. This meeting is adjourned.